Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well and your studies are going in full swing. Now we have just around 2 months remaining before your main exams, and this is a time where a lot of nervousness creeps in, a lot of confidence issues, self-doubt issues come in, but this is also the time which is the most crucial in your preparation, and these are like your power play overs. If you kind of play them well, you do really well in your exams, and I'm sure you have it in you to kind of give it your best shot. However, you have certain areas in your syllabus, especially if you look at FR and AFM, where you may not be very confident. So these are those areas which can possibly drag you down or which can push you back and kind of give you that feeling of not being well prepared. So what do you do at this stage? Well, if let us say you have done a proper revision, the best way to manage this would be, let us say, to focus on your self preparation, and in case there is some issue, that you can refer to the YouTube revision videos. We have detailed YouTube revision videos for all these chapters, including, let us say, the important questions. So the link for that I'll share in the description, and that should kind of suffice, because something where you kind of put your own effort, do your own grind, that kind of helps really well. However, if it is way too much in terms of what you have to cover up with the time that you have, and you just kind of end up staring at the book and maybe losing confidence, then a lot of students had reached out to us saying that, well, you don't have enough time to go through the entire material all over again, but there are certain areas in your syllabus where you kind of need, let us say, a bit more clarity. So what we have tried to do is, we have tried to give you certain topic wise lectures, and we have tried to structure it in a very organized manner so that you can just focus on the things where you are kind of lacking with the number of hours that you have, and it can kind of give you it can give you that boost that you need just before your exam. So in terms of these topic wise sessions, if let us say you want to kind of review, in case there are multiple areas where you are kind of having issues, so we have two actual batches. One is the exam oriented batch, which kind of covers the entire chapter, and one is the last minute batch where we have done all the concepts as well as the important questions. So over here we have tried to segregate this for financial reporting and AFM. Like for exam oriented, out of the approximate batch, we have 100 hours which is covered under the major topics, which is share based payment, financial instruments, consolidation, business combination, revenue, leases, and the other 100 hours will be approximately for all other Indians. Now if you believe that you don't want the entire 100 hours, you can kind of go for the last minute batch, which is 60 hours for each of these breakups, and that ways, I mean, if you already have the material, you don't need the hard copies. If you need the hard copies separately, that is there, but if you have the material, you can just opt for the ebooks, which, I mean, you can refer the encrypted copy, or you can look at the books that you already have. So this can kind of help you optimize and look at only those areas where you need focus on. If you just want a recap of the revision and in a way detailed revision and solving for the important topics only, or the important questions only, then the last minute batch. And if you have a little more time, let's say, then you can go for the exam oriented one. Again, if you are giving both groups, if you have limited time, then last minute batch would be a better. If you are giving, let's say, one group, or you want a really focused preparation on a particular subject, then let us say the exam oriented. Now the other thing for advanced financial management or AFM as well. Now when you look at AFM, at least the Jan paper was a fairly tricky paper. If after that you want to build your concepts, especially for areas like derivatives or even portfolio, for example, which had questions like the sharp optimal portfolio, and all of that is covered in both of these batches. So if you look at the exam oriented batch, that will be around 65 hours and will include topics like foreign exchange, international financial management, derivatives, interest rates, and capital budgeting. So this is kind of those particular areas where a lot of students face difficulty, and the other topics would include something like a portfolio management, valuation, mergers and acquisition, risk management, business valuation. All of these other topics will be covered in the next all other topics areas. So usually we have tried to pick out that one at the major topics where students tend to face some difficulty, and maybe the other topics in case you want a quick revision because you don't have time to review all the other indices or all the other topics, that is the second thing. Okay, obviously the entire subject batches are available, but if you don't want to kind of go through the entire subject, or you don't have enough time, this kind of works fairly well. The last minute batch is around 35 hours approximately for each of these areas, and I mean that will give you a very good in-depth as well as all important questions getting covered over here. So this is about it, and this is, if you have to kind of order, you can just contact on the details we'll share on the description, or you can scan this, and that will kind of be helpful for you as well. But nevertheless, you ensure that you use this time to your best possible thing. This is a course where no matter how well you have prepared, there is a possibility where you kind of feeling that you are under prepared, but trust me, that is something which will continue, and the only way you can get over it is trying to give your best version of your own self and prepare the best thing. Everyone who is sitting next to you in the library is also going through the same, just that you don't know what is going on. But everyone who is giving the CA exam kind of feels that same level of pressure. It is a very competitive paper, a very nice professional exam. But if you kind of stick to your routine properly, ensure that you kind of follow your plan, keep on turning the pages, you will make it. Okay, and you have enough time. Trust me, 2 months might appear to be quite less, however you have enough time to kind of course correct whatever has happened in the past has happened. I'm sure you're going to do well, and if you need any help or support, we are all there for you. Okay, so keep studying well. Wish you all the very best again. God bless you all, and take care.